Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Well, this is part 2 to my video number 1 of installing this mini split air conditioning unit from Amazon. Most of you will have seen that. If not, I will link it at the end of this video with a card so you can go to that. So how you vacuum down is as follows. Right, so the first thing to say is that most of these mini split air conditioning setups which you get from Amazon or eBay, the instructions are very poor. Most do not tell you that you've got to vacuum them down with a vacuum system and a pump like this, but it isn't that scary once you know how, and hopefully this video will show you how to do it. Now, I have done it, so I'm going to tell you how to do it, not actually do it, because I'm testing if it's holding the pressure at the moment. Right, so what you do is you buy yourself a vacuum pump like that one, and a gauge kit and pipes like this one. Now this one was a multi-faceted one, so you don't need a lot of the parts of this, but I bought them and I didn't know what I was buying, but this was a kit that will do many other things. So given that, on this particular valve setup, you're only going to use the blue side, which is the low pressure side. You don't need this bit if you've got it, so you just close this piece off. So you're going to use the blue side, the blue pipe and the yellow pipe, and of course the vacuum pump which you plug into mains. Your pump should have come supplied with some oil, some vacuum oil, that you open this up and put all of the oil in there. This oil provides lubrication, cooling, and also it helps to get a deep vacuum, as they call them. So put all your oil that you get provided in there. Mine was about 250 millilitres or quarter. In your valve kit you should also be provided with 1 or 2 of these connected. Now these are important. These valve kits do more than one thing. They do automotive and so on, but this is for a mini split. So this is the connector you need for the mini split. This is the spare one I got because you get 2 in the kit, and you connect that, which is that there, to the low pressure side of the aircon unit. There's only one of these which you work on, so you connect it there, having first taken the nut which goes on here, this particular nut. You just remove that and connect that. Inside there is your Schrader valve, which is exactly the same as a car tyre valve. What you then do is you connect the end of your blue line, which is the pressure line that goes into the unit. You connect onto the end of that, which is there. It's got another Schrader valve. You connect the blue line onto there, into this side of your valve kit, and tighten it up reasonably well. You then connect the yellow line, which comes in your kit, to the center of that, and connect, take that off, to the top of your pump. So your pump is now set up to pull a vacuum on the lines and on the system. What you then do is you close this valve, the blue valve which is on this side. You completely close that so it's shut off. You turn on your vacuum pump, which has got a switch around there. I'm not going to do it because mine is all under test at the moment. So you turn the vacuum pump on, that rattles and clunks. It's a strange pump. You then open this valve and you should see that needle quite quickly go into -3 I think it's PSI. Now what this is next bit is important. You run this whole system, the pump, for a minimum of 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Now don't do it in the heat. It's particularly hot at the moment in the UK. My pump was sitting there on the jet ski, which was in the full sun at the time, and that went into thermal cutout. If that cuts off, you lose all your pressure. So do it when it's cool, and then run it for about 30 to 40 minutes to get a really deep vacuum. Once you've done it for that, you should come here, and that should be at -3, and this is at that point would have been undone, and you tighten that up and lock that off. So you tighten up that valve so that the pump is switched off, the line to the pump is actually switched off, and then only then, because this will be running at this time, do you switch off your pump. It won't hurt it because it's used to vacuum. With the pump switched off and this tightened up. So don't worry about that, that's just sealed by that, that's for a different thing. So with the pump switched off and that was previously tightened off, you just leave this all to sit. Now you can leave it for half an hour as long as you want. I've left it overnight and you can see that mine is still holding at -3, which was where it was about 12 hours ago, which is good. So that means the vacuum has been held. And I'm very pleased that my vacuum has been held overnight, because where this would leak on this system would be obviously in the outside unit or the inside unit, which is in the house, but they were pre-tested at the factory and they had got little bungs on the pipes, and gas was expelled, I think it was nitrogen, to show that the system had been tested. Now the places that this could leak are anywhere around here, obviously on your valve connections and on this system, and in the junction in the refrigerant lines that go through the hole in the wall there. Now on the system I bought, and this is a standard UK wall which is about 300mm thick, the joiner for that finishes up in the wall, in the hole, which you connect and then you poke all this through, which you would have seen in my other video. That clearly means to test that joint it's almost impossible because it's in the wall. So if I'd got a problem, I'd have had to dismantle this, pulled it out and tightened up the flared connections. I'm hoping because it's held the vacuum I won't have to do this. So once you've got the vacuum as held for a long while, you leave it like this with this done up, and you remove these two caps, they're just cover caps, with an Allen key that fits. There's an Allen key slot in there and an Allen key slot inside that lot. You just undo those, undo them gently till they stop, and then gently wind it back a tiny weeny bit, just because you don't want to leave those on the stops, because they can stick like any valve. So you undo those, and that releases the refrigerant from this unit into the whole system. So once you've done that, put these back on, and the system will be filled with refrigerant. What you then have to do with the system, just like this, with that valved off, you very quickly undo this connector, which is that one, not that one. It wouldn't matter doing that one, but undo that one. You might have to do that one first, but there's Schrader valves in both of these. But I'm going to try and undo that one. Now you do it quickly, because like any car tyre, that Schrader valve needs to come out to seal off the system. So you will get a little of a refrigerant release. That's okay, and that's to be expected. But you loosen that off, remove it, then you put the little cap back on there, and then your system's full. Now, what a lot of people say to do is test this all with soapy water to see if you've got any positive pressure leaks. Now, this, depending on how long your vacuum's held and if that's absolutely where it started with, I don't really see the point of doing that. And anyway, I can't do that in there because it's in the wall. So I could do it around here. I don't think I'm going to do it, but you could, once you've released the refrigerant, spray all your soapy water over here and see if you get any really slow bubble. The problem with doing that is often you see bubbles when you spray soapy water. So I'm going to skip that stage. You can do it. If this then, you've released the refrigerant into the system, this will have been disconnected. You'd have put your brass bit back on. Your system is then full and ready to use. You can switch it on and use it. If you do leak some refrigerant, I don't know how to do this, but there is a way before it all leaks that you can use this slot, and by switching on or doing something inside, you can actually pump your refrigerant back into the unit and tighten it up. There are other videos on the internet that will show you how to do that. So that's how to vacuum down and charge your mini split unit with the refrigerant. This setup isn't cheap, and I don't really tell you need that. That cost me about 150 quid in the UK. Having said that, the cost of installing one of these in the UK is about £1,800, so I would have finished up paying with all the equipment, which of course I've got, about 800, so I've saved myself 1,000. Thanks for watching.